Hi crypto kings and queens, welcome to my channel. In today's episode I will show you exactly what I see on Ethereum and on Bitcoin at the moment. On Ethereum we are inside the Fibonacci levels. We can still have a pushback up to $1,830. We can see a retest of 1,645, but if we would see that the market is breaking below 1,535, this can actually be where we see the market pull back down to the downside, and the next lower low can be around $700 right now on Ethereum. Remember, I'm no financial advisor. You need to look up everything yourself first, but please continue looking at this video and I'll show you everything in detail of what can happen right now on Ethereum and on Bitcoin. So let's continue from where we were yesterday on yesterday's video. So we've seen the market now. We came back down and we did retest 22,923. We pull back up to the resistance trend line again, as I spoke about. And if we just zoom in, you can see how perfectly the market has been reacting to my resistance trend line during the day. We can now see that the market does have trouble to break it. So we can go down to the 2-hourly chart, and I strongly believe that we will see the market pull back down a little bit more, if not even more. If we go to the 4-hourly again, another thing, no, we go to the daily chart. Another thing that I want to do is that I want to highlight this level, because from this candlestick you saw this huge break to the downside. So I want to highlight that, and you can also see that this was where the market came back down and retested for a higher low. So if we would see that the market is creating or breaking below this level, and yesterday I talked about 22,800, but also 22,400 is very important, because that is also, as I said, break of structure, and that can create this as a lower high and then a potential continuation back down. But if we see that we still continue to be above 22,400 and 22,500, and we have the Fibonacci level still at 22,800, as I spoke about, this can be where we see the market pull back down and then potentially have the power to break above again. Because if we're looking at the weekly chart, we can see that the previous week we came back up and retested the 50% at 24,500. So depending on how this weekly is closing, like it is one day left, and you can see that we are still below this previous resistance also at 23,435. So we are just going to highlight this level too, because this could be where we see the market have the drop from, because when this just might be the retest, the fake out from that resistance, and now we are below that level again, and that could be where we see the market actually, you know, have the momentum back down. I'm not trying to be bullish or bearish. I'm just trying to follow whatever the market is doing at the moment. I wouldn't do anything unless we see the market, as I said yesterday, if we break above, and this was also the previous weekly high at 23,300. If we break above this level, we can potentially see a retest. That could be the beginning of the market to pull back up again. And you can also see that we did retest this Fibonacci level yesterday at 22,800, and take profit 1 is at 23,620, take profit 2 is 24,120, and take profit 3 is exactly where the Fibonacci 50% is from the higher time frames at $24,600. So unless the market is not, I want the market to break above this 23,300 high, and that for me is a clear sign for me to go in a long position. But if we fail to break that level, because remember, if we break above 23,300, we want to see how the candlestick is behaving, because these two candlesticks, as you see here, we tried to break 23,300 before, this candlestick and this candlestick. So we tried to break it. This yellow white line is representing the you see 23,300, and we tried to break it, but we failed to do that. So we came below, we saw the market retest it again, and we saw the market have a little bit more movement to the downside. If we do not succeed to create a break of it and a retest, and not looking like this, because this is a fake out. So the candlesticks after the breakout candle, we need to see how the market, how the candlestick is looking, because that will determine and say if we're going up, or if that was the fake out and we see big bigger movements to the downside, because remember, it is a strong level that we're looking at right now. This is the previous high, this is the fake out, but the retest, market closed below. We saw the retest of this previous resistance again. So if we don't break it, then I strongly believe that we're done with the bullish momentum that we did have for a couple of weeks, and now the next movement to the downside can begin. And if that is the case, I'm looking at 16,800 first of all on Bitcoin, because the market did create a lower high, a lower low, a lower high. So the next lower low must break below this previous lower low, and that is why I'm using that Fibonacci level at 16,800. When it comes to Ethereum, we're just gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna drag the Fibonacci from high to low. So we start up at 23,040, back down to the low at $900, and you can see how the market is still creating the high highs and higher lows. We are inside the Fibonacci levels at the moment at 1,670 and 1,830, and the previous resistance that we did have, if we're just going to do the same, analyze that on Bitcoin, we saw the market broke above this previous resistance, created another higher high, created another higher low against the previous higher high, and now we are inside Fibonacci levels. We can still see the market push back up to 1,830, because that is the 61.8% based on the Fibonacci that I just showed you in the beginning. And on the lower time frames now, one very important thing that we also need to have in mind is that we did break this resistance trend line. So we can drag another Fibonacci from the last low at 1,590 back up to the high at 1,737. That gives me Fibonacci levels 1,663 and 1,646. So that means that we can still see the market reverse back down to these levels for the market to create another higher low, because as you also can see, that is exactly combined with the support trend line that I took on the daily chart. So if we see the market pull back down to these levels, we can see the retest of the support trend line, and that could be the beginning of the market to continue back to the upside again. So yeah, we did break this downtrend. The last lower high is exactly on, let's go to the 4-hourly, because that is most important. Yeah, and the last lower high is actually exactly where we have the 50 and 61%, where the next higher low can be created actually. But if we see that the market break below 1,646 to 61.8%, and we see retest from below, that is also, as I said, that is break of structure, and we are also breaking the support trend line, which means that this could be where the lower high is created instead of the higher low, and that could be the beginning of the market to drop again. Because remember, we are inside the higher time frames Fibonacci, and if we start to see a bigger movement to the downside now, the last lower low was at $993, and if we see the market bounce back down again and we follow market structure, the next target I'm looking for, the lower low on Ethereum, is at $690. So we would say $700 for us to pull back down to, and whatever happens after that, I do not know. But from this level, if we're just following market structure, everything that we're looking at right here is only a pullback, because the impulsive move is to the downside. So the pullback is to the upside. So if that is finished, we're calculating that with the Fibonacci, then we can expect the market to reverse back down again. So this is what I see at the moment on Bitcoin and on Ethereum. And of course, don't forget that you can also receive the best bonus available right now on BYBIT up to $4,450 by using the link in the description down below the video. You also have it pinned here in the corner. As I always say, this is a great platform for us to hold our positions for a longer time with very low fees. And as I said in yesterday's video, BYBIT is also giving out other challenges more than the one that we give you from Bitcoinsensus, so you can collect even more bonuses. You have the link in the description down below the video, and you also have it right here in the corner. Thank you so much, guys, for looking at this video together with me. I hope you did enjoy it. Please comment below, what do you think will happen next week on Bitcoin and on Ethereum or some other coins. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you know when I have my daily updates or when I have my live stream, because we will have one live stream tomorrow, so you better be on that one. Until then, we see each other. Have a great weekend. Take care. Don't drink and drive. Take care, okay? Toodles!